Hi guys, I wanted to speak very quickly today on the importance of purpose. We've got 1 or 2 minutes to quickly look through this. Of course, you could have a sermon on 2 hours of the importance of purpose, but I want to quickly look at purpose and the purpose of now, not the big long-term goal of purpose. Of course, we know that our long-term purpose with Jesus is to see this world transformed for His glory, but what I want to look at very quickly today is the now purpose. Looking at Wikipedia tells us that purpose means the reason for which something is done or created. What is your now purpose? Is it seeing a friend come to salvation? Is it seeing your neighbours come to salvation? Is it buying a house? Is it getting a new job? Is it starting a Bible plan, knowing that from today I'm going to read the Word of God every single day for the rest of my life? What is your now purpose? In the book of Matthew, chapter 8, verses 5 to 13, we read about an incredible man, a centurion soldier who has an unwell servant. We won't read the passage now for time's sake, but please do read it at home. What was the centurion's now purpose? Very obviously, he had an unwell servant, and his purpose was to see the servant become better. Of course, his whole world, his big purpose was to be victorious in war and battles, but his now purpose, today's purpose, was to see his servant become well. And he knew what he had to do to make this happen. He had to find Jesus, who he'd heard about, who he knew could heal him. But how did the centurion achieve this? He had to get off his backside and go and find Jesus. He didn't wait and presume that Jesus would just miraculously find out about this really ill servant and turn up at his house, knock on the door and say, "Oh my word, I've found out about your servant, I want to heal him." Of course that can happen. Jesus is awesome and Jesus is amazing. But what we found out here is that the centurion soldier needed to be proactive. He needed to get off his backside. He decided to go and find Jesus. So I want to encourage you in your today's purpose. What is today's purpose? Be proactive. Of course we can worship Jesus. Of course we can read the Word every single day. Of course we should fast. Of course we should communicate. We should pray. Of course we should do all this. But we also must be proactive. You see, you could be the world's best footballer, but if you don't train every day, if you don't eat well, you're not going to get picked for the team. Life Spring Church, we need to be men and women and young people who are proactive. What I love about this story of the centurion soldier is that Jesus said, "Yes, centurion," I'm paraphrasing, "I will come." But the centurion said quite simply in verse 8, it says this, "Lord, I do not deserve to have you come to under my roof, but just say the word and I know my servant will be healed." Jesus was absolutely amazed with the centurion's faith, and he said, "It is done as you believed." Of course, we could chat about these verses for hours on end, but Lifespring, I want to encourage you, what is your today's purpose? I challenge you, let's be men and women and young people who are proactive. Let's be men and women and young people who exercise faith, and let's be men and women and young people who know that we can be used by God to achieve the impossible, and it can start today. Lifespring Church, what is your purpose?